Good happy birthday morning, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you've heard, but there's a breakfast show, very popular, very interesting, valuable, business-tastic, that's celebrating a birthday today. Who's 1 year old, mate? Any ideas?
No, do share. Good morning, everybody, and welcome, to the Business Breakfast Show. It's a special show because today we are one.
Woo!
1 year olds. So yes, it's going to be quite an exciting, fun, dynamic show today. Lots of guests joining us, coming on to wish us happy birthday, talk about what they've been up to in the last 12 months as well, sharing their successes, maybe some of their challenges during the challenging times that we've seen over the past 12 months. But it's all about celebration and having fun and lots of party poppers and singing happy birthday and all that sort of fun is yet to come on the breakfast show. Even though it looks a little bit gloomy outside, which certainly is where I am. It depends on where you are in the world, where you're tuning in from. We have guests join us from all around the world. Good morning to you. If you're joining us from the UK, maybe you're coming in from South Africa. If you're up very early, maybe very late, from the USA, of course. And we have guests from New Zealand, the Middle East. So wherever you are, wherever you're joining, good morning. Welcome to the Business Breakfast Show with Dave and Nick on our 1 year birthday anniversary.
Very excited, mate. Very excited. What a year it's been. Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk more about that, especially with our guests. Very interested to know, how's your year been? What does the next year look like? Word is spreading, right, mate? Word is spreading. You ever guess what?
So wherever you are, wherever you're joining.
Oh, birthday card. Right. Yeah, just arrived. Hold tight. Let's have a look who it's from. It's from Boris. Bit busy, bit tied up at the moment, right? Loads going on, he says, but wishes us all the best for our first year anniversary. Happy birthday, Dave and Nick on the Chatbox Breakfast Show. That's good, isn't it? That's nice.
Very nice of it. It's funny. He's actually in a meeting at the moment. A Cobra meeting, of course, is happening as we speak at this particular time. I know it being a live show, we probably have to allude to the news this morning. You've probably all woken up as I did early this morning. We're very sad, dark news that Russia has started its invasion on Ukraine. Now, we're not going to talk about it on the show because this is a positive show. We're here for celebration, but of course, it is happening. It is in the news now. And all we can do is probably wish all those people who are directly involved or on the fringes of being involved their safety and wish them well.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely, my friend. Lots of stuff going on across the world, and some of this will affect each and every one of our businesses. Right, it's a business show. Let's talk about how all of the stuff that goes on around the globe affects your business. So this could have deeper impacts than other events that have happened over the last year, 2 years, possibly. We will see. We'll see. Put comments in. Is it going to affect your business? Are you worried about business, or are you worried about a wider context? So, mate, what's your year been like? Okay, when we started Chatbox a year ago, okay, my plan was, let's do something. You and I like to talk. We miss talking from stage. Let's do something to inspire, encourage more conversations and engage with businesses and get them to share their expertise with us. Right? A lot of chat shows will go for A-list guests. Okay, we've gone for business list guests. Right, and they've been so kind to share their knowledge and experience. It's been a massive learning journey for me, and it's more than I expected it to be. What about you? What's your thoughts on the year?
It's been an exciting year. As much as there's been, a number of challenges for many businesses, and as this is a business show, we will touch on some of those throughout the show. It's been a dynamic and fun year. We've had lots of great meetups, Nick. You and I meeting up at various locations and places. Of course, we've been Zooming and Teams and stuff like that. And we've been putting together what we feel our listeners and viewers want on Chatbox. We've had lots of amazing feedback. We've had loads of amazing and wonderful guests join us on the show. We've learned so much and we've shared so much. So for me, it's just been a kind of an exciting roller coaster ride. not knowing really, because when we started Chatbox, let's be honest, Nick, it was let's do something fun, let's do something different, let's do something dynamic. We didn't know where it was going to take us. We didn't know really what the plan was. Hear us preaching to others. Get yourself a business plan. Have a business plan. Know what the future holds. Get the, your goals are set up. But we just said, no, let's just do some live streaming. Let's just talk. Let's get guests on. Let's have great conversations. That's why we branded it the home of conversation. So for me, there's been lots of great takeaways. But from a Chatbox perspective, it's been fun. It's been great to have so many fantastic people on here and have so many wonderful conversations. That's my big thing. Lots of people that I didn't know and I've met, people that I've met virtually and also now starting to meet in the real world face to face as well.
Yeah, it's been a right adventure. We've interviewed so many people, mate, way in excess of 100 guests now, and those guests have shared thousands of years of business experience, phenomenally valuable. We've interviewed a 13-year-old. We've interviewed an 81-year-old. We've learned the difference between a ship and a boat.
We have.
I won't test you, just in case that lesson is still not quite sinking in.
Very good sinking. Yeah, get it.
We've won. I would like to say we've won awards, but we've definitely won one. Thought we'd won another.
There it is.
Hey, hello, Ernie.
We've won an award. Yeah, absolutely. I have Ernie here. This was our prize for that award. Ernie is in my safe, capable hands at the moment, being well looked after. And as Nick said, yes, we won another award for half an hour.
For about half an hour.
About 28 minutes until we got an email saying, sorry about that. You weren't meant to get that email. We're retracting. It's like, okay, brilliant. Well, we at least we won for 28 minutes. Of course, we won't share who that is because that would be very unfair. But there you go. What else have we done, Nick?
Well, we've slightly dubious. We've broken on the show. We've broken a world record.
We have, yes, we have.
Well, I'm not sure it's been signed and sealed by the lovely people at the Guinness World Records. But you broke the world record of stacking M&Ms on top of each other. Well done, my friend.
Six M&Ms. Oh, by the way, if you've never tried this, try giving it a go. 3 is challenging. 4 if you can make it. But I managed 6 with a little bit of help, of course. But I managed to get 6.
Yep, it's a wonder of super glue technology. Almost broke a world record. It's like that award we almost won. We've invented multiple new words. And we've explored words I've never even heard of, mate, but you insisted were real words. We had a bit of help exploring a lexicon of new words, knowledge, and information.
You use the words we. You're actually not suggesting we, are you? You're suggesting me.
You are the word.
I do have this tendency, I know, to come up with a couple of new words. I have a couple of them written down.
Oh, yes, me too, mate.
But you've probably got a few more than me, haven't you? Come on, let's share. I'm going to share one. I think it's which I do believe is a great word and should be in the dictionary.
It will be. I'm sure it will be. If your business hasn't evoluted, then you're struggling.
Okay.
So I think we all learn.
What have you got on your list? Come on, this is like top trumps. So I've gone for evoluting.
Okay, dibble dabble.
Oh, yeah, that dibbled. But people use that phrase just like they use bang your bell.
No, nobody uses that phrase. As many people as use a Nokia. Not a Nokia, though. Blackberries. That's it. Blackberries. That's how many people use dibble dabble. Nobody. Just you, my friend. Bang your bell. Yeah.
Bang your bell. Yeah.
Dibble dabble. Chitter chatter. It all goes on. It's very exciting.
Yeah. Of course, we had this word.
Yeah, I still can't say it.
Well, we have a little video. I know we've played this clip before, but let's just play a short part of the clip.
One of my favourite clips.
Let's see us in action.
Flocky docky ducky something.
Flocky knocky, nihili, pillification.
Is it an English word?
I don't know.
But you clearly didn't make it up, mate, because I'm
good. I'm not that bloody good.
To keep you honest, I did ask you to repeat it more than once, so you clearly didn't make it up. Wow.
No,
So
amazing.
yeah, learn words like that to stretch your brain on Train Your Brain Day.
Yeah, I think there we go. There is an extended version of that. You can watch that on one of our YouTube channels, or but yeah, flocky knocky nihili pillification is a word, and we prove that by asking my digital friend, and there it is. How do I spell flocky gnocchi nihili pillification? And she spelt it out word for word, which is the fun bit in that video. Actually, if you sit there and watch it,
It's ridiculous. Check that out on YouTube. You and I sitting back while Alexa spells that very long and complex word. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. We've also celebrated multiple national days. That one was Train Your Brain Day. So we've reveled in a national day. We like a national day. We've also sworn in excess of 13 times on the show. Well, I say we have.
You have, yes. Yeah, I'm very careful with my chosen language. As you can tell, with Eva Looting, Bang Your Bell, and Dibble Dabble.
Absolutely right, mate. Mm-hmm.
I bring first-class language to this show. Nick, of course, this is a birthday celebration show. So it would only be too right to do this.
Hey!
Now, I'm going to be honest, Nick. I've got you something.
Oh, hello.
I have you a present.
That's kind.
Obviously, there's one downside to this present. You can't have it, can you? Because so I have got you a present, Nick. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You can hold on to this. Bear in mind, we're not around. We're not going to see each other for at least a couple of weeks. We'll talk more about that later. So I'll keep hold of this safely for you.
Okay,
it does have a sell-by date on it, so I need to catch up with you. It's here we go on the bottom. It's all right. It's still in date for about another month or so. Okay,
no problem.
I'll keep keep those safe for you. Happy birthday!
Thank you, man. Talking of gifts, hold on. We just got another card coming.
Oh, who's this one from? God, these are the cheap cards.
It's from the Queen. Slightly under the weather at the moment. Sorry, I can't join you. Best of luck for the show. Happy birthday. Keep it going, lads.
There we go.
The Queen. Can you believe it?
Fantastic. This is great fun. We're getting some messages coming into the chat as well. Let's have a look. Good morning to everybody. Happy birthday, guys, from LinkedIn user. We had this problem before with someone that was coming up, LinkedIn user. Whoever you are, thank you for your birthday wishes. F me, that's a lot. That must have been referring to your swearing, Nick, 13 times.
I think that's your stacking M&Ms, surely.
Yeah,
or it could be number of guests.
It could be number of guests. Yeah, I think they were referring to your swearing though.
Maybe.
So yeah, there we go. Keep the birthday messages coming in. Of course, if you've got anything you want to share with us as well, pop it into the chat. We will talk about it on the show this morning. Now, we've got guests coming into our studio. They're all sitting patiently backstage. They don't know who else is here because they can't see each other until they kind of come in. So it'll be quite interesting. But we'll start to feed some of our patient guests waiting backstage. But we've got one guest that might join us. He's over in North America. And he has sent us a birthday message, and I promised that I would play his birthday message. So Keith Smith, if you are listening, I know you said you would try your best to join us at 3 a.m. in the morning if you had sleep insomnia. If you do get here, we can hear it from you directly. But meanwhile, let's play Keith's birthday message.
I always tune in to the Business Breakfast Show with Nick and Dave. They're as much a part of my morning as a cup of tea, a soft-boiled egg and toasted Marmite soldiers. You really are like the Ant and Dec of business streaming, except without the drugs, the alcohol, the car crashes, the divorces and the therapy. But apart from that, you really are just like the Ant and Dec of business streaming. Happy birthday, you guys. And I wish you all the best. And here's to the terrible twos. Oh, God, that's stale. How many times have I done this? I must have eaten like 5 pieces of toast. Look at this egg. This egg, not even a real egg. How am I supposed to eat that? The tea's okay. I can drink the tea. Happy birthday, Nick and Dave.
Oh, tears to my eyes, Nick. Keith Smith, thank you very much for that. Guest host as well. He's been on here in the absence when Nick, I can't remember where you were. Were you skiing down a mountain, climbing a mountain, something like that?
As a trade show, I think, as a conference.
See, exciting. Where Keith come on and joined and presented. He's done a couple of the shows for us, and no doubt we will see him. So, Keith, thank you for all your efforts and hard work, and thank you for the birthday message this morning. That's very kind. We did get this, didn't we? The Anton deck. We're getting referred to the Anton deck of the business world. So Nick, question: drugs? Have you ever been? I've got a tick list here. Have you ever been involved with drugs?
No.
Alcohol?
No.
Car crashes?
No.
Therapy?
No.
Okay, good. We're not like Anton Deck. Perfect. Don't ask me. Right.
We're just similar. We're similar. And Keith hits the nail on the head. If ladies and gents, if you've not checked it out, please check out the Fuel podcast. Okay, Google that. Awesome. Good job Keith's not on too often, because he's better than you and I, mate. So everyone should start working their way towards the Fuel podcast rather than our show.
Thank you, Ruth, for the happy birthday wishes. So very kind of you. It's great to have all these comments coming. There's lots more building up, and we'll share some of those throughout the show as well. But it's time to get some guests on. They've been sitting backstage, waiting patiently. I think we bring a couple in at a time here. So what we'll do is we'll bring them onto the show. We'll say hello and find out a little bit more about them. We'll try and work out when they were on the show in the past, because there's a lot of our friends of the show, our 100+ guests. They're not all coming on this morning. We just couldn't fit them in the studio. It's just physically not big enough. But before we do that, it's only fair to play tribute to one of our sponsors.
Excellent work, mate. And we haven't got enough cake to go around, surely, for 100+ guests. That's for sure. So who have we got coming on first?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to bring them in. I was going to say it's a bit like, going onto the Ark 2 by 2, but we've got 3 eager keen guests that were all early. That's the main thing. So that's why they're all going to come on together. So we're going to go 5 on the screen, 5 up now. So I'm going to bring in, we've got Dom Tynan, James O'Rourke, and Donna Franklin. Good morning, Dom. Good morning, James. And good morning, Donna.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the Business Breakfast Show, our special birthday celebrations. What we'll do is we'll just do a quick run round, just so you can refresh our listeners and our viewers' memories of who you are and what it is that you do. Now, this is not a networking pitch, so don't make it a 60 seconds pitch, okay? But just tell us, well, we know who you are, I can see that, and our viewers can see that. But tell us a little bit more about you, Dom. What does Janari do?
Well, firstly, that 13-year-old you mentioned earlier, I just came off the phone to her 10 minutes before I came on myself. So thanks for having her on. And she wishes you both a happy birthday as well.
Thank you. How's she doing, Dom? How's she doing? Let's recap. Your 13-year-old daughter, Maya, come onto the show, set up her first business, kind of around makeup and beauty and stuff like that. And we had a great interview. And at the one end of the spectrum, we had your daughter at 13. At the other end of the spectrum, we had Alan Barrell, professor of 81 years old. It was an amazing show. It really was. One of my favourite shows from young.
They've actually kept in touch, Dave, as well.
Have they? Fantastic.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
So Janari, yes, tell us a little bit about Janari.
Janari, okay. So we're bespoke business software and CRM, although we've got some exciting plans for some industry-specific stuff coming later this year. But that pretty much sums us up, and all the stuff you can see in the background on that side there. That's the thing.
Yeah, and Dom, you're a friend of the show. You've been on in the past, and we've talked about software and the benefits of having automation and systems in place to make your business flow and run smooth. So anyone wants a helping hand with that, have a chat with Don. Should we go? Let's go to Donna. Let's kind of put Donna in the middle. Morning, Donna. How are you?
Good morning. Happy birthday to you both. I've got you a little cake here.
Oh,
Hey!
At least you've got cake. Absolutely. Don't light the candle just yet. We will have a sing-song happy birthday towards the end of the show. You can light the candle and eat your cake then. Donna, Writtle University College. Both Nick and I have been great supporters, not only in that role, but in previous roles where we know you from as well. But tell us a little bit more about Writtle University and your head of success.
Sure thing. Thanks for having me on again. It was great to be on your show a while back. So Writtle University College, we support students with successful outcomes, so support them with their study skills, as well as the careers advice and guidance. Helping them with their entrepreneurial journeys or into employment. So we're very busy working with the students. And obviously you guys have helped support and come along and helped mentor some students with their journey. So we're really busy. We're planning towards a career fair in the person, which will be really nice on the 27th of April. So looking forward to that. So if any businesses out there who would like to get in front of some students, we'd welcome them to come along.
Yeah, and big news coming out of Writtle in the last month. A new chancellor has been appointed. Tell us who that is. I think most people will put two and two together once you explain.
Jimmy Doherty is actually our new chancellor from Jimmy's Farm and Wildlife. So that is really exciting news. So we can't wait to start working with him. He's apparently really keen to support student opportunities. It'd be fantastic. So we're really looking forward to working with him and his expertise in that area. So it'd be a fantastic addition to Writtle.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those that are not sure, Jimmy Doherty's got his own TV show, but also childhood friends with Jamie Oliver, which everybody knows. You never know, we might better get Jamie Oliver on campus as well. And
that would be fantastic.
Have a cooking class.
Love that.
How to cook something.
Cooking on a budget or something like that. Student meals.
Yeah, student meals, pot noodles and ping meals. Absolutely.
Healthy meals, David. Healthy.
I can't see him turning up with a load of pot noodles under his arm for some reason.
Probably not.
That or turkey twizzlers. They're just not gonna cut it, are they?
No.
Absolutely not. Thank you, Donna. We'll come back to you in a second. James O'Rourke, Peterborough Workspace. Good morning and welcome. Looks like you're in one of the workspaces.
Good morning, guys, and happy birthday. Hey, Donna, that's a great appointment for Writtle, getting Jimmy on there. That'd be fantastic. I am. I'm in one of our meeting rooms today. So for those people that don't know us yet, we're based in Peterborough. And we're an enterprise hub that provides lots of workspaces and units for entrepreneurs who want to start out and maybe move out off of the kitchen table and out of the spare bedroom into their first commercial premises. We chuck in some support to help them along the way, and ideally we want them to leave us as quick as possible. We want them to move out into their own space somewhere else and be successful.
Yeah.
So we're doing well up here. A bit wet. The cycle into work was a bit damp this morning.
You cycled into work. Fantastic. That is a dedication to the cause. Absolutely. I take it you bought a spare change of clothes or just
I was going to say it's 8:23 and I'm on my second set of clothes for the day already. Yeah. Not fun.
Question to you all. Last couple of years have been challenging, certainly for the likes of education, for SMEs, and for supporting startup businesses. So you've all got probably a part to play in this. We're coming out the other side of it now. Let's look on the positive, celebratory side. What does the future look like going forward? Dom, we'll start off with you. We'll go back around the same circle. Dom, what does the future look like for businesses where they're utilising software to streamline their organisations and stuff like that? You're talking to businesses on a daily basis. What are you hearing on the ground?
Well, obviously, the benefits of remote working are now becoming clearer. Obviously, there's some things lost, and a lot of people are going for the hybrid model. But solutions like we have, where everything's in the cloud, are becoming more and more beneficial. So we're having a lot of businesses coming to us where they thought, well, we don't necessarily need exactly what you've got, But the fact that you're enabling us to do the same things that we could do in an office online, so that's actually what's driven quite a lot of our inquiries in the last 6 months. Taken a bit longer for people to come around to that than we thought, but it's starting to happen now. So I guess that's going to be the way of the future. I can't imagine, don't know what you guys think, but I can't imagine it ever going back to quite like it was before. Now we realise that we can work remotely.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think it's got its challenges. I think there's massive benefits, and lots of businesses are reaping the benefits. And I'm not sure yet that we're looking ahead enough to see what the other challenges will be. I think one of the massive challenges right now will be for new starters who aren't in the office. I think there needs to be a solution around how does a new starter poke you on the arm and say, how do you do this? What does that mean? And start to kind of create the office style bonds that you would get if you're all in the same room across, let's say, a more of a hybrid model. And Donna, you must see that. You must see students kind of thinking, okay, I thought I was going to graduate and go into, let's say, a business environment, but it's quite possible I'm graduating and I'll be working from home.
Yeah, absolutely. With the whole remote setup, where we needed to pivot, everything onto an online platform, and we at Rittle we did maintain a bit of a hybrid model right throughout, because a lot of our courses are very hands-on practical courses, so we needed to do that. But from the support that my team provides, we've found that actually a lot of the sessions that we ran online were even more well attended, because they opened up a whole host of opportunities for students to join. So commuter students with caring responsibilities, those that weren't actually on campus all the time were able to just click a button and join a session. So our numbers sort of went through the roof with our workshops that we were running, which was fantastic. So yeah, I think as the areas that we are picking up now, though, are on around student and staff mental health, actually, and building up, the resilience and confidence levels of students to be able to engage with people, in front of people, again, because that confidence has kind of been lost a little bit. So yeah, more work that we need to do in that space and just build people back up again.
Yeah, Donna, you mentioned a careers fair coming April time at Rittle University. Is this a platform? Could we help maybe shouting out there? Are you looking for local businesses, or I say local, but East of England, East Anglia possibly, businesses could maybe exhibit or support or get involved?
That's exactly right, David. Yeah, please do just drop us a line, either through LinkedIn would be perfect. We're really keen to have some students, some exhibitors, local exhibitors, come along and offer opportunities, either for summer work placements, full-time job, graduate jobs, we're volunteering opportunities, a whole host of opportunities we really want to make sure we put in front of students. It's going to be a really good career fair this year, 27th of April. Over the lunchtime period. So yeah, we're planning on running some workshops alongside that, some LinkedIn headshot photographs, that sort of thing, to really kind of create a buzz and excitement around the fair.
There we go. So if you're listening to this and you can get to Rittle, because it is face-to-face rather than some of the previous ones where they've been virtual, and you want to support, do reach out to Donna. Just find the Rittle University College website. You can go on there and you can get all the contact details. Reach out to Donna Franklin and she will put you in touch with the right person.
Smashing. Thank you very much.
James.
And, James, you must be seeing so stuff goes hybrid. You must be seeing a right shift potentially in your business model. What's the year ahead look like for you?
We've been busy throughout the whole period. We've been the busiest we've ever been. We've seen a slight change in the types of businesses that are using us. We've seen an uptake in a lot of craft businesses that have started and need that space where they can do a bit of making and a bit of office space. And we're getting a lot of inquiries from people who have been working. Their business has been run from home, but their partners are now working from home and need to actually get out of the house and move the business out of the house into somewhere else, so that they've got that divide, if you like, between home and work, which they didn't have, or they had before, but now that someone else is working from home, added burden of two of you being at home. Not good. But yeah, it's going to be good. Peterborough always scores high on business startups. So we're looking for a good year ahead.
And I'm told by another guest who's waiting very patiently in the green room that you were very instrumental in getting the Banksy show into Peterborough. So we've got the man who knows all things Banksy coming on the show shortly, and it's a small world, isn't it?
It is indeed, and actually, the gentleman to the left of you, Mr. Bell, should take a large credit for that as well. David introduced John and I, and as a result of that, yeah, we're fortunate here in Peterborough now. We've got a 6-month exhibition of a lot of his artwork and a lot of other artwork as well. But yeah, that's David has taken credit for that as well.
All I did is connected the dots. The rest was down to you and John. That's the powerful thing about introduction.
Come on, my friend, bang your bell. You can do better than that.
Bang my bell. Yeah, absolutely. James, actually, what we do is if you stick around, once we put you backstage, when we bring John on for the next 10 minutes, we'll bring you back on and you can say hello and good morning. And probably been sick of each other by now, but you can still say hello and good morning. So finally, to the three of you, if people want to get in touch, learn more about what you do, I don't have any overlays for today for your website. So shout out your website or an email address or LinkedIn. How can they get in touch with you? Don, we'll start with yourself again.
Yeah, just that, www.janori.com.
There we go. Nice and simple, as it says on the tin. Donna, best way to get in touch with yourself or Writtle University?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn, just Donna Franklin, Writtle University College. So connect with me. That'd be fantastic. I can tell you more about opportunities that we've got with engaging with students, especially within the area of agriculture, horticulture, sports, equine, vet physio, canine. We'd love to hear from businesses with opportunities. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Donna. And finally, James.
Likewise, I'm on LinkedIn or it's peterboroughworkspace.co.uk.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. Here it is. Happy birthday to us. Guys, thank you very much. We'll see you again soon. Let's have a quick break.
Can't see that enough, my friend. Can't see that enough. And while we were interviewing our lovely first set of guests, lovely message come in. Fan of the show, our number one fan. Here we go. Look, my mum. Hello, mum.
Never missed a show.
Missed one show.
Yeah, absolutely loyal. 100% behind you, Nick, or us, of course. Thank you very much, Jan, for being our biggest fan. We are going to come up with badges, I think, digital and real badges for our true supporters that are here every week following us. Actually, while we're talking about here every week, next week, Nick and I are on holiday. We're taking a break. We're not on holiday together, actually, because that would be it wouldn't be strange, but that would get people talking, wouldn't it, Nick? But
let them talk. Let them talk.
But we're having a week off next week. We did think about kind of trying to put a show together, but I'm in Barcelona at a business conference all week. So that does make it quite tough. Fun enough, with a friend of the show, Simon Smallbone from Step Tribe. I'm over in Barcelona with Simon because we've just launched the app into the App Store. More of that to come. Our official launch is next week at Mobile World Congress. 4 years from now. So I'm going to be there. So I don't know what connectivity is going to be like. Probably not great with lots of people. So it was always going to be a bit hit and miss. And Nick, come on, tell us what you're doing.
Very important trip to France, mate.
Absolutely. Business trip?
Nope. No, it's about time I got back on the slopes, wax the snowboard and introduce myself to some snow again. Yeah, I'm going to the slopes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So for that reason, we can't do a show next week because Nick is not going to be around. That's the bottom line. So you can tune in next week at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I might make a guest appearance. If I've got connectivity and things seem to be working, I'm going to come on and do maybe 10, 15 minutes live from Barcelona from the Mobile World Congress show, which is it's the biggest tech show this side of Las Vegas. So I'm going to come on and maybe say a few words and wish you all good morning and that, but no official Chatbox breakfast show. Our first day off in, over a year, well over a year. We've been here every week, flying the flag, supporting small businesses, and enjoying ourselves as well.
Actually, one of our next guests make a very good point in the chat area. Thank you, John. I will take that advice on. You're right. My trip, actually, I've had to rethink. It's a networking trip. That's what I'm going on. It just happens to be in France.
Someone did pick up, by the way. Such a shame that both Boris and the Queen are busy. Pauline can't make the show. That's why they sent in cards to wish us all the best. So thank you to them, and thank you for the comment, LinkedIn user. Colin put into the chat, words that long should not be aired before 9 o'clock watershed. I think Colin was alluding to flocky, knocky, nihili, pillification was the word. It's not the longest word in the dictionary, but it's certainly up at that end of the scale. Maybe someone will tell us what the longest word is in the dictionary, and we'll try to pronounce it. We'll give it a whirl. For a bit
I still can't pronounce that one. No chance whatsoever. But it's fine.
Well, quite often we ask Alexa to say, something. So I'm going to try this. She's been playing up this morning. She does sometimes get the ump. So I'm going to just see if she's going to do this for us. Alexa, sing Happy Birthday.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, good birthday. Happy birthday to you. Now 3 cheers. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray.
It's a serious breakfast show. Laura Northeast, happy birthday from Laura and Luca. Our mascots. Our official mascot. We said we're going to get Luca on the show at some point. We must do that. Our official Chatbox mascot. We will set that up in the next few weeks and bring you onto the show. We've got some birthday cakes as well. Thank you very much for that. Laura, also a great fan of the show. I think Laura's probably been, probably not as many as your mum, Nick, because your mum is leading the score table. But Laura is certainly up there with watching weekly. Week in, week out. So thank you very much. Right. Lots going on. In a second, we've got 2 more guests waiting backstage.
More guests.
But what we did have, we were going to have a special appearance today. Jacob Reddy has been on the show a couple of times in the past. For those that don't know, Jacob did a tour last year during the school holidays, because he was still at school at the time. 51 cities in 22 days, busking out there for Derren. There's a charity he was raising money for. And Jacob has just really launched a new single. We did play it a week before last on the show. And Jacob was coming on until last night. He was coming onto the show to sing his new track with us as backing vocals. And he was going to also sing Happy Birthday to us. But unfortunately, Jacob is not well this morning. He had his jab yesterday, one of his booster jabs, and for that reason he's feeling a little bit under the weather, so can't make it. We wish you all the best, Jacob. Speedy recovery, and we will get you on the show in the next coming weeks. Not next week, because that wouldn't work, because you can come on and run the show for us, Jacob, because Nick and I are not here. But maybe in the next couple of weeks we'll get you on the show, Jacob. We'll get you playing your new song live. But what we do have, we can play that song here now, recorded version. It's a fantastic new track. It's been played throughout my household, I won't say daily, but it's certainly making the top of the charts. Let's have a listen. I won't play it all, but let's have a listen to the latest song called Nothing is Impossible.
Favourite song for you which sums up this whole experience?
Has it been a tough week? Are you trying to sleep? But you've lost count of the sheep. You try push forward, but the road is too steep. So run down that road. You've got places to go where nobody knows. impossible. Oh, nothing is impossible.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's a really catchy tune. Once you start playing it, you want to listen to it and listen to it. Jacob, we wish you all the best. We hope you're a speedy recovery, and we'll get you on here playing that, strumming your guitar in the next couple of weeks. We've also got some big news. Jacob is working on a big project with Nick and I and Keith Smith, friend of the show, which we are, well, we'll talk more about it in a few weeks' time, but we are launching very shortly, and it's coming to a screen, a device near you in the middle of June. More of that to come very soon. But Jacob is writing the soundtrack for it. Fantastic. Exciting. Right. Time to get some more guests on, Nick. They're all queuing up. We've got another 3 guests we're bringing to the studio. We'll wish them good morning, find out a little bit more about them, what they're up to. But before we do that, let's see this.
Great stuff, mate. And one of the things I love about the show, before as the guests come in, is the connections that we enable or encourage. One of which was we had a couple of special shows, and we put someone in touch with Laura, and they created a local Andy's Man's Club at Wrissell, a club where guys can go, need to talk about stuff they're struggling with. And it's just one of the things that I think, you know what, this whole experience, this journey, this thing that we're creating just makes it all worthwhile when we can connect some people and do some great work.
Great comment, Colin put in the chat. Alexa's all round East Anglia are now singing What Joy. If you didn't catch that bit, I asked to sing Happy Birthday, and I didn't think about that because I put that out, and if they've got one sitting next to them, they're all going to sing Happy Birthday. We could try some great fun things with that on the show, couldn't we? Imagine what we could do. We could cause chaos around the world by asking them to do certain things. Okay, Corolla, happy birthday. So sorry I can't see you, but can't join. Shocking reception on the train, but she's here. So
I know.
Stick with us 2 seconds, Corolla. We're going to bring you onto the stage. And then finally, Colin's popped back in the chat. Great voice there, Jacob. I couldn't agree more, Colin. He's got a fantastic voice, and at such a young age as well. The future for Jacob is absolutely huge. Let's do it, Nick. Let's get our next guests on. Do you want to do the shout outs this time? So I can have a sip on my cup of tea.
Yeah, by all means. We fabulous guests, fabulous friends of the show. If you press the buttons, mate, I'll introduce them. We've got Glenys Chatterley, we've got John Brandler, and Corolla Becker. Hello, everybody. Great to see you. Thank you very much for joining. We appreciate the connectivity. Corolla might be a little bit iffy. So let's start with you while the connection's great. If you could just say hello. Who are you? What is it you do? Very briefly.
Hi, everybody. Lovely to see you all. And as long as my reception is working, I'm Corolla Becker, nutritionist and fitness instructor. And I was on the show a few weeks ago with my colleague, Dr. Vicky Barnes, because we celebrated that we were actually award-winning, as you were. Yay! You got an award.
Well, we're just
technology,
losing
technology.
Yeah, technology. It's good when it works, and it's pretty naff when it doesn't.
Did you ever, when you were back in the old?
And
I think we're losing Corolla there.
We are losing. We're losing your Corolla, but don't worry. Dave, back in the day when you had like a mobile phone in the car in the early days and you didn't want to get into a conversation, did you ever pretend, I'm going through a tunnel, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Corolla's probably literally going through a tunnel right now.
And this day and age, they're digital and you just go, I can't, and then you just cut them off. Job done. It's much quicker and much simpler. Glenys Chatterley, good morning, EBN. Glenys, we were celebrating yesterday. We actually caught up after 2 and a bit years.
Yeah.
since our last meet. We caught up for coffee and cake yesterday, and it was
Yeah.
lovely to see you face to face. But welcome on the breakfast show this morning.
Thank you, my lovely. Yeah, that was a good conversation. Lots of laughter and great chocolate cake. So, what more do you need in life, really?
Absolutely. Oh, Corolla, we have lost Corolla altogether now, but that's fine. Not to worry. I'm going to just remove the banner because it looks like John and yourself have got banners cut through you.
Hang on, if I can do. I'm trying to put my hands so I look like I'm leaning over the banner.
We'll do that. We'll do that for a minute. There we go. Look, there we go. So, Glenys, tell us a little bit about EBN, what it is that you do.
So, groups of people, business people who come together over breakfast every 2 weeks. We're predominantly in Essex. Got a couple others, opening some new ones. If anybody needs any help with their networking, then get in touch. And you don't have to be serious about business, but what you need to know is that I'm always fabulous, but I'm never going to be a mind reader. So if anybody needs help, they have to ask me, else I'll be off helping somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, John, Brander Galleries. John, we will bring James in a short while, but let's talk about John Brandler. And, well, I think the picture in the background kind of gives away a little bit about what you do. Actually, it says Banks at the moment, but there we go, Banksy. Good morning, John.
Yeah, good morning. I've got a gallery in Brentwood, but we're closed because I'm still nervous about COVID. So I only open by appointment at the moment. So what we're doing to offset that is we are arranging exhibitions in museums around the country of street art to show that people that there's more to street art than Banksy. He is part of the process. He's not the whole thing on his own. So it starts with a guy called Blake Claret, who was working in Paris and came up with the idea of using stencils because he kept on getting arrested. Because if you think of Paris, the streets are wide and straight and nothing in them, as opposed to London. So if he was out at 2 o'clock in the morning with a rattle can and spraying on a wall, he got arrested something like 32 times for painting on people's walls. And he realized it wasn't a good life policy. So he worked out if he did all the work in the studio first, he could turn up somewhere with a stencil rolled up when there's nobody around, 4 bits of blue tack, spray it and leg it before the cop. Banksy heard about that when he was hiding under a train for 6 hours, as you do. And Banksy took the technique and made it more popular. What annoys me is that when Banksy does a piece of street art, it's art. And if anybody else does it, it's criminal damage. The piece you can see behind me is one I own. It's called Season's Greetings. It became very famous because we moved it and it weighs 6 tons. So it got on television all over the world. And it's, I deal with some very interesting people and I don't deal with people I don't like. But I deal with some very interesting people and it's fun. It's like Glenys. She meets people that does everything under the sun. They're all specialists.
Yeah.
And people come into the gallery and we chat and I find out what they do. I talk to them. They're not just hopefully a checkbook coming in the door. I talk to them and it's interesting for me. People say, oh, my job's not interesting. I do X, but it's interesting to me because I've never come across it before.
Yes. And anybody who's never been to John's gallery, you need to go. Because if you say the word gallery, you think something huge and
tidy
stuff and tidy. John's, the backdrop that you can see, imagine fabulous things against that. It's a wonderful place to visit. And yes, it is that little shop on the corner of the street. It's wonderful, wonderful.
It's Aladdin's cave.
Yes, absolutely.
It's
need
untidy.
to go and visit.
I'm not known for my tact, my subtlety, my sartorial elegance, or my tidiness. But art is to be enjoyed, and if you can't see it, you can't enjoy it. So it's all over the place. And I mean, at home we've got a painting on the wall that's worth at least £25. We like it. Yeah. What I don't like is when people buy by label, when they think they have to like it because it's got a famous name on it. Rembrandt must have had off days when he did crappy pictures. Damien Hirst has a lot of off days, in my opinion. But every artist has off days and good days. So you've got to be honest with yourself when you look at art. not just read the label.
There is we went on forever ago because of all this malarkey. We went on a walking tour around Brick Lane in East London, which was all the graffiti. And it was amazing. And the thing was that you think of graffiti as being in places people can obviously see, but there was loads of stuff that was round corners and in ginnels and all of that stuff. So I can't remember the name of the people who did it, of course, because I've not got that kind of brain. I have a database instead. So it was, I'm sure if you Google something, or other thingies are available. It was marvelous and a great way of spending a couple of hours walking around. And of course, then you're in the centre of the Curry district. What's not to love?
Well, what's tonight like about that? John, you've made the news quite a bit recently with various stories, local news, national news, and dare I say, probably international news as well. What's the latest trending story in the Brandler scandals? I use the word scandals, but to make it sound big. The funniest one of all was that about 3-4 weeks ago, there was a Banksy came up and did a series of paintings on the Suffolk coast, and he called it a spraycation, which I thought was a brilliant title. Anyway, he did about 10 pieces, and one of them is of a seagull, huge. I mean, it's so big I can't buy it. It's about 30 foot by 40 foot on a gable wall, and the seagull is swooping down. It's a seaside town, isn't it? So the seagull is swooping down, and there's an industrial skip with some plastic foam in it that looks like chips. So it's the seagull's swooping down to steal your chips. Okay. And this guy sent me an email, and it started off with, I have somehow acquired 2 of these Banksy chips. Would you like to buy them? So, I mean, it's stolen goods. It's stolen property. And so I gave the story to the local newspapers up in the area, and they published it. Somebody stealing our chips and all that sort of stuff. You can imagine. And then the police rang up and said, why didn't you tell us? And I said, basically, because you've got better things to do, and we all know you won't do anything about it anyway. I said, oh, no, we will. And then, but I did nothing. And then the guy got in touch and he said, well, do you want these or don't you? And I thought, how dumb can you get? So, long story short, he came earlier this week, was arrested with the stolen goods. Six police officers to arrest him. And 2 chips.
One guy and 2 pieces of foam board. And the first thing he said was both his parents had been in the police force. And, of course, he was going to lose his job because he worked for an airline, and they can't have people arrested for theft working for an airline.
I get it's theft. I do understand it's theft, but he's taken something out of a skip, which doesn't belong to him, so there's the theft part. But under normal circumstances, if I was just, walking along the street and I saw something in a skip and I thought, oh, that looks nice, I'll have that, there'd be no prosecution or nothing happen. So do you think because of the fact
it's a Banksy?
Yeah.
Hang on. The other thing is, when they arrested him, the first thing he said was, when they said, what's your profession? He said, art dealer and this other job.
Okay, so it was fooled.
He knew the value of what and also he'd travelled 100 miles to do it.
Right.
They must all be so proud of him, mustn't they? They're, the parent police and, they must all be so proud. But you wouldn't mind if it was being, using initiative, perhaps. Let's use it that way. But being stupid enough to do it again.
Yeah. But it doesn't look too bad on TV.
We're all of a generation where...
Well, I think you've just insulted Nick.
I think
we're all old enough to be Nick's mum.
You can remember students, they used to steal the traffic cones and take them back. They did it as a trophy. Now, this was a whole skip full of these pieces of light plastic. So with the winds we've had lately, they've been blown all over Lowestoft. And I'm sure that a lot of them have gone into people's homes as a joke. But this guy travelled 50 to 100 miles and then told me he had been offered £1,800 each for them. So he wasn't doing it as a trophy. He was doing it purely for profit.
But it doesn't look too bad on the CV, does it? When he has to declare he's got a criminal record for stealing. What did you steal? I stole 2 chips out of a skip that belonged to Banksy. I mean, at least it doesn't look too sad on a CV.
You couldn't make it up, really.
It could be worse, couldn't it?
Oh, it could be. Yeah, you could have stolen 3.
There's lessons to be learned there.
Oh, the other thing was he made a video of him stealing them to prove that they were genuine. He had it on his phone, and the police what's the number for the phone? And he had to give them the code to get into the phone. So they've got the video of him climbing over barriers because the council put barriers up, climbing over barriers to steal these. I mean,
you see, I'm starting to feel sorry for him now because
I actually felt sorry for him.
I actually don't want to know what he does in the airlines, because if he's a pilot, I'm going to start to really worry that that's somebody. I'm hoping he's something that's fairly just physical and you don't have to use your brain to do it. That's what I'm hoping. So,
well, not wishing to insult the other 99.99% of the airline crew. No, I think it was just him. I think he was just
bless. As my mum used to say, more to be pitied than mocked.
Yes,
that's what my mum used to say.
The other thing is, Banksy and I do not like each other, and so therefore it was possible that Banksy was setting me up to handle stolen goods.
Well, the thing is, though, I don't have a life where Banks even knows who the flipping heck I am. So you've got one up on me, John. John, Dennis Chatterley, he'd go, who?
John, I want to bring James O'Rourke back into the studio.
Please.
James was on earlier. So here we go. Here's James. Welcome back, James.
Thanks, guys. Hey, John, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I mean, this is what networking is all about, and these sort of pinball relationships, almost, because I was on a meeting with David. David had you on the meeting. We talked about Peterborough, and now Peterborough's got about 30 Banksies in the museum at the moment.
Yeah,
all different sorts, and other, and 100 works by other artists as well.
Can I just check also very quickly? Is the rumor true that both you and Glennis are actually doing the stand-in show next week?
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
No. You know why? Look, James, I'm going to say something. The reason that would not work on 2 levels. One, neither of us will want to stop talking.
Right.
The other one is neither of us have got the technical skills to do anything other than go, yeah, so it ain't gonna work. I know it'd be a sellout show, but it ain't gonna work, honestly.
You ain't gonna no.
Brilliant. So, James, you've got obviously working with John. You've organised up in Peterborough, obviously the show of works. John, how many did you say? 30 Banksy?
About 30 Banksies.
About 30 Banksies. James, tell people, all our listeners, viewers, if they can, and they're fortunate enough within kind of a travelling distance, where it is and how they can come along and participate, see what's happening.
Sure, thank you, David. Yeah, it's at the City Museum in Peterborough itself, which is literally a 2 or 3 minute walk from the train station. So if you're coming from outside of Peterborough, it's very easy to get to. There's fairly decent parking around as well if you're coming from roads, and Peterborough's not that bad for that at the moment. So yeah, it's at our City Museum. It's open until the end of May, and there are some elements that change as well. So John very kindly, I think, has been update and change some of the artwork. We've had one of the artists, My Dog Size, come up and give a talk recently as well. And he also did some hidden graffiti around the city. And he's posted that where people have been going out and trying to finding it as well. So yeah, please, if you have a look on our City Museum website, you can find all the details, can book tickets in advance and come along and take advantage of the show. I would obviously, we're immensely in gratitude to John for what he's done for us. And that was great. But I realise the only reason why John's done this is so he can get a catalogue of his artwork, so he actually knows what he's got.
My Dog Size created a thing about 15, 20 years ago, and wherever he goes, he puts a minimum of 3 pieces on the street. And the idea is that people actually find them and take them home. It's not just a case of find them and photograph them. They're there to be taken home. It's called Free Art Friday. And he does that all over. And the other thing, James, is that the artist called Pure Evil is coming to do a talk on the 1st of April. Demonstration and talk But we had to agree that the museum wouldn't advertise it as Banksy and then tell everybody it was an April Fool. So because Charlie's a friend of Banksy. But I mean, that I thought would have been brilliant to advertise it as a talk by Banksy. You know, nope, sorry, April Fool. It's by yeah. So Pure Evil's going up on the 1st of April, and then you can get the tickets on the website for that as well.
Great.
Great. The power of conversation, of networking. It's quite right that we celebrate a year of this this crazy world of just linking people up, having conversations, learning from one another. Fascinating, absolutely fascinating, the conversations you've had all across the year. I'm looking at the clock. As always, we're against it. I'd just like to say thanks very much for being supporters of the show, coming on the show, making our lives more joyous, and just sharing your knowledge and expertise. It's been phenomenal, ladies and gents.
To you two. Well done
definitely.
to you two. Let's not forget that you're the driving force.
Yeah.
Well, we just get up on a Thursday morning and turn our cameras on and
but Andy knows buttons to push.
Yeah. John, I do have one question before we go, because I know it's a question of mine, and I'm sure other people. As a rough idea, and as James said, you don't have a catalogue, you're getting that together thanks to the museum, but roughly, to the nearest decimal point, how much is the collection that you own roughly worth? Are you allowed to share that, or is that something you can't share?
I have no idea. The art I've got is worthless until somebody pays for it.
Yeah, it's like anything.
So I bought some prints in 1987. Mind you, I did buy 3,000 of them. But I bought some prints by David Hockney at 18 pence. And I couldn't give them away for 15 years because they were printed on newsprint. And then after 15 years, I sold a few. So they were, then they were valued at least at 25p each. And now I'm getting £400 a sheet.
Wow.
So, if nobody buys them, they're worth nothing. The Banksy you can see behind me, or the reproduction that you can see behind me, Season's Greetings, it was a poison chalice. It's been nothing but trouble and aggravation for 3 years. But I'm proud to own it. So how much is a bottle of aspirin? A figure, no idea.
There we go. We'll leave it. We'll leave it there. We'll put the question mark in the box. Another conversation for another day, John, when you've got your complete itinerary back from the museum. We'll know roughly what you've got in your collection. If you don't know, they will know for you. And we can talk about it again on a future show.
That'll be nice.
Later in 2022.
Here's to the next birthday.
Yes, bring on another year.
Yeah, terrible twos, as Keith Smith said earlier. That's the period we are now in.
You're officially in your second year.
We are indeed.
Look out, world. We are. It's time for some cake, David. Thank you very much, lovely guests. It's been a pleasure as always.
Rickle does have a nice tea room.
They
have a very nice tea room.
It will do. John Brandler, James O'Rourke, Glenys Chatterley, thank you very much once again. We'll catch you again soon. Nick, let's have a quick final sing-song. We come to the end of our birthday celebrations, Nick, but we are going to do birthday cake in a second. Just a couple of things to pop up here. Donna says, thanks for having me on the show. Digital Dave and Analog Ants. That was some nicknames that Donna gave us. Digital Dave and Analog Ants. There is a number of stories behind that. Message coming here from Vintech, Immersive, again, friend of the show, been on in the past. It's a question really there for John. We could have asked John's passion and style and candid for art. I wonder if he thinks interactive digital street art, what he thinks about that. There's a question we can ask John when we get him back on the show in the future as well. What do you think of interactive digital street art, John? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Do we need something physical, or, paying so many bitcoins for it and having it stored digitally these days, is that a good thing or not? Is that bubble about to burst? But it is time, Nick, for birthday cake, because I got birthday cake.
Oh, yes.
Just bear with me here. Hold on.
Righto.
Here we go. Oh, just getting it lit.
Right. So this is
Here we
a
go.
good show.
Birthday cake.
You call that a cake?
Of course it's a cake. Look at it. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think you win. Yeah.
Bring it on. I'm not sure I can eat it
yours
all.
is bigger than mine.
Here we go, mate. Ready? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Make a wish. Well, let's just see if we can get all of the digital friends around the country singing along. Alexa, sing happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
It's nonsense.
Happy birthday to us. I can't shut her up now. She's going to carry on. Oh,
good.
She's finished. There we go. Nick, it's been a fantastic show. I'll keep your presence safe. Okay.
Thank you very much. Look forward to that.
I'll get that to you in due course. Well, there it is. That is the breakfast show. We're not here next week because Nick is skiing and I'm in Barcelona.
Networking.
But we will be back the following week, live with another breakfast show with more great guests, more great conversation, and we'll share our holiday snaps. Well, your holiday snaps and my business snaps. Been a great show, Nick. It's been a fantastic year of Chatbox working with you. We enter the terrible twos. What comes after the terrible twos? Then we've got the threes and the fours, the something fours. Come along, so we'll see that future and lots more birthday celebrations to come in the future. I'm not going to play our normal exit because that does say we'll see you next week, and we're not here next week, so I think we kind of say goodbye and we let Jacob sing us out. Does that sound good?
Why not, mate? Why not? Thanks very much, everybody, for watching, listening, sticking with us for the year, and thank you very much to all our lovely guests. Have a great rest of your week. Take care, and look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time.
Bye-bye.
So is there a favourite song for you which sums up this whole experience?
Has it been a tough week? Are you trying to sleep? But you've lost count of the sheep. You try push forward, but the road is too steep. So run down that road. You've got places to go where nobody knows. Can you feel it? It's running through your bones. Wake up, grow up, be strong, I'll be there for you. Oh, stand tall, break the mold. Just know that nothing is impossible. Oh, 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 nothing is impossible. Oh, 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 nothing is impossible. I see that courage running through your blood, doing things you thought you never could. I now know, you know that you are loved. The road is brighter up ahead, and everything is good. You're bigger, you're better than you ever thought you could be. It's the kind of thing you'd only see in movies. Take that leap, and you'll be free. I said take that leap, and you'll be free. Wake up, grow up, be strong, I'll be there for you. Oh, stand tall, break the mold. Just know that nothing is impossible. Oh, 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 nothing is impossible. Oh, 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 nothing is impossible. So can you be broken down? You have the power to turn things round.
Superb.
We
Superb.
love you.
What a
Back
talent.
every night.
Thank you very much.
Jacob Redding.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, my friend.
See you next time.